Nyan Cat was one of the biggest internet memes of the 2010s, and who would I be to not make a video about a fellow pink and rainbow diva? While Nyan Cat just seems like a silly little video on the surface, it actually has some really interesting history and lore, and even controversies and lawsuits. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one either. So this is a deep dive into everything Nyan Cat. For the record, I did grow up with everyone around me pronouncing it as Nyan Cat, so I may or may not slip up and say that instead, but I'm trying my hardest. But yeah, I've always been kind of well versed in Nyan Cat history because vocal synth used to be my special interest, evidently. And when I'd info dump to my very confused friends, I'd have to be like, you do know what I'm talking about actually. You've heard Nyan Cat. Yeah, they did not care at all. But on today's episode of I have a weirdly specific pair of earrings to match every single topic I ever cover, I've got these little grey cats. Mostly because it would be weird to wear the rainbow earrings 2 videos in a row. Nyan Cat the character and Nyan Cat the song both had separate origins before coming together in 2011, but let's start with the song. On July the 25th, 2010, Vocaloid producer Danny LP uploaded the song Bear With Me, Nyan 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 Nyan, to Nico Nico Doga, which is a Japanese video platform a lot like YouTube. The song was sung by the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku, who, let's be honest, you've probably heard of. This song still has some relevance in the Project Diva game series despite being overshadowed by a cover which would end up becoming the Nyan Cat song. Okay, but side tangent time first because I need to put you on this gem of a website. But if you've ever seen these animations online, they're actually from a website called aidn.jp, which is run by Daniwa and has these adorable little mini games. And this is like my go-to website when I'm sad. It's just really silly and fun and comforting, and I wanted to recommend it to you all. Anyway, a few months later, on January 30th, 2011, a user known as Momo Momo uploaded a cover of this song using Utaloid Momone Momo, which would later become the song associated with Nyan Cat that we all love or hate today. But let's move on to Nyan Cat as a character. In 2011, comic creator Christopher Torres, who ran a website known as LOL Comics, did a Red Cross donation drive livestream. When taking drawing suggestions in his live chat, one person asked for a Pop-Tart, another person asked for a cat, and another different person asked for rainbows. Christopher decided to combine these ideas together into one drawing, and hence the first ever Nyan Cat drawing was born. The drawing was based off the artist's real-life cat Marty, who sadly passed away in 2012, but not before being immortalised as one of the most iconic products of the 2010s internet. As well as being featured in plenty of LOL comics, it's clear this was a very, very loved cat. A few days after the initial Nyan Cat doodle, the iconic GIF was uploaded. Torres created this animation after falling asleep after the live stream and having a dream of his drawing flying through space. Then just a few days later, a YouTube account known as Sarah June uploaded this GIF paired with the Utal song and titled it Nyan Cat, and from there the video completely blew up, you know the drill. The original Nyan Cat video was taken down recently, but before that it reached over 200 million views total. Nyan Cat was notoriously catchy and annoying and repetitive, which was why it stuck with people so much. But also just everyone in their right minds loves cats and loves Pop-Tarts, so Nyan Cat was a very easy character to fall in love with. But alongside the popularity of the original video, many people began making parodies of Nyan Cat that went viral in their very own right. Nyan Cat had a ton of parody animations created, whether it's just similar gifs of other characters flying through space, or fully fledged incredibly impressive animations. Notably, there was Real Life Nyan Cat, a video uploaded by Calvin Sang on the 30th of November 2011, a short video combining live action and animation of a man running from Nyan Cat as it chases him and shoots lasers. This literally has the production value of a real movie, it's so impressive. And this video amassed over 8 million views. There was also a 10-hour loop of Nyan Cat that got super popular. I used to listen to this on the family computer on the daily, out loud, whilst I was playing Moshi Monsters. I just know the orphanage was looking so tempting to my parents. Nyan Battle Nyan Cat vs Tech9 was also a very well done animation that racked up a ton of views, made by OneWingedGamer18 on YouTube. This video is a whole 10 minutes long. I don't even want to know how long that took to animate. And whilst we're here, I think it's pretty important to go over who Taknine is, because that'll be relevant later. Taknine is the opposite of Nyan Cat, a villain essentially who plays an antagonistic role in many of the Nyan Cat games. Also, their name is Nyan Cat backwards, I only just realised that. Taknine is a black cat with red eyes and a waffle for a body as opposed to a Pop-Tart. He was created by Frankie Dude Ultimate and is often paired with the Nyan Cat song played in reverse. As far as other characters go in the Nyanverse, I guess you could call it, the majority are fan-made, a popular example being Donut Machine. However, Torres tried his hand at riding on the popularity of Nyan Cat and creating more characters in a similar pixel style, including Fiesta Spider and Melon Bird, but they never took off to quite the same extent. It's kind of a shame, honestly, I love them both. The official Nyan Cat website, with the URL being nyan.cat, plays an endless loop of the Nyan Cat gif with a timer of how many seconds you've quote-unquote nyanned for, and there are even achievements. There's also an option to pick a flavour, which allows you to choose from plenty of official alternate Nyan Cat skins. This little sheep fella is my favourite. But all in all, Nyan Cat spawned so much creativity on the internet, both in terms of official and fan-made content, and it's a really beautiful thing to see, bar a few edgelords. Nyan Cat spin-off games were such a huge part of my childhood. I never really hear people talk about them, but I was playing the fuck out of them on my leopard print iPod Touch as a kid. Also, if I go back in my download history, it literally says I downloaded them the day I bought my iPod. I had my priorities straight. Flappy Nyan, published by isnt Games, was essentially a reskin of the iconic mobile game Flappy Bird. You tap the screen to fly Nyan Cat between pipes and aim for a high score. There are some additional, more creative elements. For example, you can play the game backwards using Taknine. There are also skins to collect just like the official Nyan Cat website. Nyan Cat Lost in Space is a platformer game which sounds kind of forgettable, but it's actually such a unique game with loads of different power-ups, game mechanics, and even different game modes. The main game modes had you fly Nyan Cat through space, collecting coins, milk, and candy. There are different platform types similar to Doodle Jump, for example, some crumble when you stand on them, and some make you gain or lose points. However, I spent the majority of my time on the Nyan Wings game mode. This functions similarly to hill climb racing, where you have to slow down and speed up over hills to pick up the most speed. But unlike hill climb racing, the aim of Nyan Wings is to travel across planets fast enough to evade capture by Taknine. You also had a virtual pet-like room where you could customize your own Nyan Cat and decorate its home by spending the coins you collect in-game. The game has been updated quite a bit since I was younger. Most notably, there is no longer a weed power-up in this children's game. But yeah, all in all, this game meant a lot to me when I was younger. Nyan Cat The Space Journey is a game with different levels where you guide Nyan Cat from side to side to avoid obstacles. I remember this being like ridiculously hard for some reason. And finally, Nyan Cat Jump is a Doodle Jump ripoff. There's not much else to say there. For a silly little internet cat video, there is a shocking amount of drama surrounding Nyan Cat. You gotta trust me when I say this part is relevant. But if you haven't heard of it, Scribblenauts Unlimited is a game in which you can type words to spawn different things. It's such a fun game, I'd really recommend it. But without permission from the copyright holders, Scribblenauts included Nyan Cat and the keyboard cat in the game. This led to Christopher Torres and Charles Smith, the original creator of Keyboard Cat, to sue the companies behind Scribblenauts for an undisclosed amount. The two cats still remain in the game, however the copyright holders are now compensated for their use. In 2021, the Nyan Cat GIF was sold as an NFT for $600,000. If you're not aware, NFTs are basically like pictures or animations you can buy the rights to and trade and sell like Bitcoin. They're controversial partly due to their negative impact on the environment, but also because they're just widely considered low-effort get-rich-quick scheme slop. Despite a rapid decline in the relevancy of NFTs, variants of the Nyan Cat GIF are still being sold to this day. get that bank, I guess. As I mentioned before, the Nyan Cat Lost in Space game had a blunt as a power-up item, which was later removed, but I think it was just worth bringing it up again in this section because that's just so funny to me. And as mentioned previously, the original Nyan Cat video was removed from YouTube in 2023 at over 200 million views. In 2023, Sarah June returned to YouTube after 12 years to post a video in support of a ceasefire in Palestine. A few days after, the Nyan Cat video was removed from the channel, and Torres redirected people to the upload on his own channel instead. He claimed it was using his likeness against his will, considering many believed Sarah June's channel to be the official Nyan Cat channel due to the fact that she was the original uploader. As sad as it is that the original Nyan Cat video is gone forever, I was kind of hoping it'd reach 1 billion views one day, but I guess not. Nyan Cat is still looked upon fondly as a nostalgic part of the 2010s. Except a few months ago, in March 2025, Nyan Cat resurfaced in meme culture. This Nyan Cat vs Tech9 painting by the artist J.R. Barker was briefly used as a meme format mostly on TikTok. Basically, the meme shows different scenarios in which something would be creeping up on you, like Tech9. For example, finally getting into a comfortable sleeping position versus the sudden urge to pee. To be honest, I had every intention of getting this video out whilst this meme template was still doing the rounds, but it literally died out so fast. But either way, it was really nice to see Nyan Cat regain some relevancy, even if just for a short while. All in all, Nyan Cat holds a really special place in my heart. Whilst for most people it was just a silly meme, to me it was a huge part of my childhood. And I really love when a simple meme spawns so much creativity and community, even if said creativity might get you sued. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe for more nostalgia themed videos, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!